Markets dipping before Apple and Amazon earnings. Are we going to see more or a rebound tomorrow in the rally continuing? It is Thursday, October 30th, 2025. If you guys like the video, you can give it a like. You can comment your thoughts. You can come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. I'm doing this video kind of early and going to be wrapping this one up kind of quick too as well. So you got a lot going on with earnings. I'm going to be covering that into the close, and there'll be some trades. But I do want to at least get something out for you. Right now, we have had a little bit of a dip. We talked about that earlier. I said don't really trust the rally here with the weakness in semis. Now, semis have held up okay here, and they are trying to, they've, kind of flatlined essentially. And you're seeing the market get a little bit of a rebound here around 682. And you can see right here, there is a thorn in any like bear's side right now. It's right there. That little bit here, that little toothpick is holding the entire market up right now on SPY. So just that tiny little bit of positive delta is keeping us elevated. You can see SPX here. There's the 6850 area. And, we're kind of pinned to that before earnings. So that's not, too much of a surprise. Although there is still a chance, and again, I'm kind of leaning here towards maybe a little bit of a dip. Even if you were like, even if we're going to pump on earnings, right? We've gotten so close to this low here that I can't imagine they wouldn't try to sweep it at least once, just because how close we are and how we've just consolidated above it. But we'll see. We are pinned here. And again, like if we pump on earnings, it makes sense to take that liquidity, right, beforehand. You can see Apple here, 260, 280, 285. Those are your tails right now. 270 is your LG1. And then we got Amazon. That one's a little bit wider. You got 210 and then 250, 240 kind of in the middle there. So that one's a little bit unclear. I wouldn't play either of them, honestly. But we'll see what we get here into the afternoon. And again, markets right now hanging in there. I do think we are green tomorrow, just for the record. But that does not rule out, let's just say 625 QQQ in the afternoon. That would be probably a sweep. I don't think it's going to really stay much below that unless we get a tariff headline, which is also possible. Again, I've noticed volatility here today. Like VIXI has been annoyingly sticky. And compared to the actual VIX, usually that happens when there's speculators in there. Because you can see IWM, well, it's rolling over now, but the Dow's strong here, and it was, the IWM was strong earlier. And you have a lot of other sectors like banks holding up fairly well, energy holding up. It is pulling back now. Healthcare caught a nice little bid. We got staples bouncing just a little bit here. So it's not like every sector is down. In fact, breadth is positive, 290. Granted, the McClellan looks like absolute. I mean, this looks pretty poor here. So, yeah, they're just taking a nosedive. By the way, again, trying to do the video quickly here because we got a lot. I have a lot going on, but take a look. Fund managers are finally back to all in. So that's the highest reading now in NAIM, going back to July 2024. If you guys remember what happened back there. And we'll just take a look at AII, even though it's not that great. But you did see a big jump there in both. So, fund managers finally all in. One other thing I'm really paying attention to that not a lot of people seem to care about is the dollar yen. And that has continued to push up. That will cause Forex problems if it clips 155. It's very close. You're already seeing the market jitter a little bit here, right? So tech is down. It's leading to the downside. And that's kind of I think, respecting what we're seeing there. And yields here as well, up 1% on the day. So we're seeing that. Does that mean we're going to crash or anything? No, but it can invite volatility in. And you can see here NQ, kind of rolling over just a little bit here on the daily. Still hasn't really lost momentum yet. It's still, it's hanging in there. But and of course Apple and Amazon can save everything. But right now, I would watch that dollar yen there. Really quick, I'm going to try and just get through here. IGV down on the day a little bit. Transports catching a bid right into the nexus there again and backing off. XHB, IYR still weak, but they're catching a bounce there. Banks catching a bid. KRE, XLF up. HYG is down. Again, I think that's a product of dollar yen. And then we've got the dollar index itself, higher highs there. Again, I think this is the best right tail in the market. And then gold catching a bit here too. Still not above that head and shoulder neckline, but it has rebounded nicely. And silver has rebounded as well. Inverse head and shoulders, triggering there on the 4 hour. We'll see if it can follow through on the daily. Platinum and palladium holding up fairly well here. Nice bounces there. And copper pulling back, but you know, still has a chance for a higher low here. So holding up decently right now is the market. Bitcoin, not so much. Lower highs there, and that is rolling over. So careful with crypto here. ETH and Sol both falling as well. Again, it seems like there is a little bit of a leverage dump here. And we saw the Momo names drop. We saw gold, right? We saw, you know, IonQ, Rigatoni. That's firmed up nicely. Oklo, you know, all these Momo names really dump out. Usually those tend to dump first when there's a problem with leverage. We know what's going on with SOFR, so just keep an eye on that dollar yen. Right now the market's hanging in there. We got earnings coming up. Just watch, you know, if we don't do anything though, I mean 630, 685, those are going to be your levels on SPY QQQ into the close. I mean, it just seems very odd that we wouldn't try to sweep that low at least once. That's just me though. But anyways, guys, we'll wrap it up here again. I know it's short and sweet today, but I got going to be busy in Power Hour with everything, and we'll have a live stream with Apple earnings later for members. But anyways, you guys take care. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com, and we'll see you guys all tomorrow.